After last week's confrontation and excitement between Yaakov and Esav and the brothers in Shechem, this week's parasha opens up with an attempt by Yaakov to settle down a little bit. Vayeshev Yaakov be'eretz megurei aviv be'eretz Kna'an. And Rashi points out that right after the Torah describes how Yaakov is settling here in Eretz Kna'an, immediately Ela Toltot Yaakov Yosef ben 17 shana היה רואה את אחיו בצאן והוא נער את בני בלהה ואת בני זלפה נשי אביו ויבא יוסף את דיבתם רעה אל אביהם. We immediately see the seeds of the dissension between Yosef and his brothers. Rashi comments, Bikesh Yaakov leishev b'shalva. Yaakov wanted to settle in peace. Kafatz alav rogzo shel Yosef. And immediately the tragedy of what happened to Yosef happens to Yaakov. Tzadikim b'vakshim leishev b'shalva, Rashi explains. Amar HaKadosh Baruch Hu lo yadayim letzadikim masha metukan lehem lo ma'aba, ela mevakshim leishev b'shalva ba'olam hazeh. Hashem, so to speak, is almost angry at the tzadikim who want to actually enjoy this world. They want to settle down and enjoy this world. Hashem says, it's not good enough that you have olam haba. Enjoy olam haba. Why do you need olam hazeh as well? It's a little bit harsh on Rashi's part, on the Midrash's part, really. Is it so bad to want to enjoy our time in this world, to retire a little bit after a life well led? The Abarbanel disagrees with Rashi. He says, nothing really wrong with a little bit of R&R. The problem here is that the word Migurei Aviv is being misinterpreted. Rashi understood it as meaning the journey, and the Abarbanel says that's true. It does sometimes mean that, but sometimes it also means something else. It can also mean pachad, from the lashon of lo taguru mibnei ish. And what's actually happening over here is that Yaakov is reliving Yitzchak's life. Just like Yitzchak, Yaakov has sons that are fighting between each other. He also has a favored son. And just like Yitzchak, Yaakov has to endure a life that's really defined by the fighting between his children, but eventually he gets to see them come together in the end. That's how the Abarbanel understands this. But the Kli Yakar, he tries to explain Rashi, but on a deeper level. So first of all, the Kli Yakar says, what's the problem that the Midrash is trying to solve? It says, Vayeshev Yaakov be'eretz migurei aviv. There's an inconsistency here. It could have said, Vayeshev Yaakov be'eretz yeshivat aviv, or Vayagar Yaakov be'eretz migurei aviv. Why mix and match Yashav and Gar? And the Kli Yakar explains and says, actually there was a problem here. Yaakov was trying to enjoy his life in a way that Yitzchak and Avraham never did. Kadosh Baruch Hu commanded them that they should gar, they should be gerim in their land. Even though Eretz Canaan is technically theirs, they should only feel themselves to be temporary citizens, temporary dwellers in this world, ba'olam hazeh. But Yaakov wanted to turn this world into the ikar. He felt, I've lived a hard life. I want to enjoy the rest of my days on this earth. I don't want to feel like I am just a temporary dweller. And Hashem is telling him, I'm sorry, that's what you are. In this world, we are only temporary dwellers. We are here to build something for the next generation, to build a destiny. One of my favorite all-time quotes is by George Bernard Shaw, an Irish playwright. He says as follows, this is the true joy in life, the being used for a purpose recognized by yourself as a mighty one, the being a force of nature instead of a feverish, selfish little clod of ailments and grievances, complaining that the world will not devote itself to making you happy. I am of the opinion that my life belongs to the whole community, and as long as I live, it is my privilege to do for it whatever I can. I want to be thoroughly used up when I die. For the harder I work, the more I live. I rejoice in life for its own sake. Life is no brief candle for me. It is a sort of splendid torch, which I have got hold of for the moment, and I want to make it burn as brightly as possible before handing it on to future generations. I think this is a wonderful message going into Hanukkah, the idea of lighting candles, that this world is like we are traveling through the world as candles, and we need to burn as brightly as we can before we light the future generations. Shavua Tov.